Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video we're heading up to one of my favourite lochs, and this was actually the third day of a 3-day trip up to the Highlands, but the first 2 days didn't really go to plan and the weather was really bad, so I drove over here and just slept in the car the night before. The weather forecast was much better for this area, and it's just one of my favourite places to be, really. The river was too high to cross at my usual spot, so I had to head upstream and try and find somewhere else that I could get across. This time, it's too long and difficult a walk to take waders up here, so I only had my wellies on, and I really didn't fancy having wet socks all day. The very last little section here was too deep, but I didn't want to go any further up, and I knew I could make it if I jumped. I'm not so bothered if I get wet on the way back down, but I don't want to be soaking wet all day. So I had to jump from that rock there. But we've made it, eh? Good girl. Just got to go up there now. That's where we crossed the river. I've just got to go over and round that way till eventually you get there. What a view! And there we are. I was up here a couple of months ago and had a really good day's fishing. I'll put a link to that video in the description. When we were up before, we seen an absolute monster of a fish, so I headed round to the area that I seen that to give it a go there first. This is where we seen the absolute monster last time. Just out here. I started off using a couple of bushy dry flies. That's what worked really well when I was up before. But I wasn't getting any interest, so I changed over to some wet flies, but switched back to dries later on, and that's what we caught the fish on. There wasn't any fish rising, and I hadn't had any takes yet, but eventually I felt a really strong weight on the line. For a couple of seconds I thought I'd hooked the monster, but I was just snagged on a rock. The bottom half of this loch is really shallow. You could wade right across to the other side there, and I know that because the very first time I came up here I brought my waders because I seriously underestimated the climb, which is really tough. So now I always travel as light as possible when I come up here. I ended up losing my whole leader here, and after retying I headed round to the deeper section. a bit more of a wave here, a bit more ripple. We'll give this a try. It was a really cold day for August, and the wind couldn't really make up its mind what way to go. Every few minutes it would change direction or drop off completely. I lost the breeze and the ripple down at this bit, and I had noticed the first couple of fish rising and a jumper back up where I had started, so I headed back round there. It was a strange day. There was no movement at all for hours, and then for like 5 minutes there'd be rises everywhere, and then it would just drop off again. Just going to sit and see if we can see a riser again. That's encouraging to see anyway. A few fish jump in, and something came to have a look there. I wasn't fully paying attention and missed that fish. I missed another one there, and to save my line getting tangled behind me, I managed to flick it back out, and it was lucky I did. That's unbelievable. I missed one fish and then just dropped my fly back in. I was just getting ready to recast and another one came up and took it. Oh! Excellent. Hopefully we can get them in. It's a fighter. He is not giving up. Yes! Superb! I'll just get the hook out and give you a wee look. Lovely wee fish. Great to get one. Superb. Yes. Ah, the climb was worth it. Even if we don't get any other fish, that's made my day. That's a wee fly that came on. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's just a wee bushy thing with a red body. The other fly that's been getting some interest is one of these daddy longlegs that's been chopped up. I caught so many fish the last time I was up here on this. See if we can get a few today. There's a rise just out here. Too far out, he just came up again there. It's got a bit quiet here after catching that fish. I don't know if I've just suddenly went off the feed again or if I've just spooked the area, but I'm going to go and try down at the deep section just over by the island. Now, it's like a sheet of glass down here. I'll see if there's any rises. I'll try and cover them. I'll give it a few wee minutes. Have a few blind casts. See what's happening. Oh, as soon as I gave Lana that sausage, the wee fish just came up there. Oh, missed him. That looked like a decent fish as well. I was just watching that. I don't know if it shows on the camera, there was a fly on the surface there. That was just a little trout that took it, but it's cool to watch. Sorry about the camera, I'm desperately trying to keep the line tight. Swimming right at me. There we go. This is a good sized fish for this area. Not as big as some of the ones we got last time. It's giving a good fight though. Just about ready now. Come on, wee man. Yes. Oh, that one's a stunner. Look at the colour on him. Beautiful gold with the black spots. I'll just get the hook out and give you a better look. Yes. Look at the gold, every bit of him shining. Excellent. What a beautiful fish. That was the fly that one took. It's weird, but it works. I'll have one more cast. Just pick somewhere random. Hopefully we hit a fish on the head. I'll go in next to this bank. We've not been over there yet. I didn't have any more luck on the dry flies, but before I left, I wanted to try fishing with this big lure, just to see if there was any really aggressive trout that fancied taking it. I caught a couple of fish on this the day before, and I'll hopefully have that video out in the next couple of weeks. I've got a few more sea fishing videos to edit and post first though. We didn't catch any more fish, but it was really good just getting the two, because it's just amazing being up in a place like this. Catching a fish is a bonus, really. Just headed back down now. One last wee look at the place. I don't think I'll be back up here this year. We'll get up early next year though. Try and get a few trips in. I think it fishes better earlier in the season. It always has for me anyway. Right, pal. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.